Hey everyone, my wife and I just bought a brand new 2025 Toyota Sienna. And even though these are selling for more than MSRP, I saved over $3,000 because ChatGPT coached me along the way. I want to show you how I did it. So the first thing that ChatGPT told me how to do was where to start. I explained my situation. We got two dealers. I have a sticker price. I want to try and negotiate, but I've never done this before. Where do I start? Here's my sticker price, by the way, and total price around $50,000. So that's where I started. GPT gave me some interesting information. But this here ended up being the most important part of this message, identifying negotiation levers. And so this first one told me to kind of really dig in around those extra packages. So that was interesting. And then another option that it gave me was use this two-dealer advantage. You can say, hey, I'm on the wait list for the other dealer, but you have this car coming soon. So if you can beat or match it, or at least remove the accessory markup, I'm ready to move forward today. So that was helpful. Got enough information in my head. And then GPT gave me another message of how I could approach this. And this was helpful enough for me to actually give them a call. And so I called up the dealer and I was like, I didn't really know where to start. And I was like, okay, well, we really like the car, but these port install packages really seem to inflate the price. Is there anything you can do about that? And so pretty immediately he came back and was like, well, I could probably take around $600 off. I'm like, well, there's about $2,000 of these packages. Can you do it any better than that? He came back with $1,000. So that was good. We got off the phone call. But what's interesting is a few minutes after that, he sent me a follow-up text with another deal for $1,400. So that was pretty great. And here is the discount that I got. You can see $1,400 brings the price down. GPT celebrated with me a little bit, so that's great. So now that I had a deal, the question that I had was like, okay, how do I leverage this? I have $1,400 from this dealership. Now what? This is where ChatGPT came in again and helped me figure out what to do. So let's jump back over to the chat. Cool, the celebration. All right, so I said, this is with dealer B. Can I use this to get a better deal with dealer A? How? What do I say? I've been texting them. What should I say in a text? Didn't really know where to go. And GPT agreed that I can now put some pressure on, so that's great. Polite, straightforward, serious, yep, love to work with you, but another dealer gave me X deal. If you can come close, I'd rather buy it from you. Seems pretty standard, but it was helpful to kind of get that confirmation. Here's a couple examples of some different ways I could phrase it. And then I ended up doing this. And so we can pop this open. I reached back out to dealer A. This is the exact text I said. Hey, wanted to give you an update. I've been calling around, and another dealer has an XLE, that's the trim, arriving in the next 2 weeks, priced at $49,900. He's willing to take $1,300. I think that was a typo. So it puts around $4,860. With out the door around $53,000. Would you be able to beat that when it comes in? So the interesting thing here is that they didn't actually have a vehicle allocated. And so he wasn't able to give me exact prices, but he was able to say, yes, I can generally do that for you. This text message will be proof and in writing. We're not going to do anything backwards. We can try our best to simulate that offer. So this brings me to the third thing that ChatGPT helped me do. Now that I had two deals that were matched at $1,400, can I keep pushing? And if so, how do I do it without being a jerk? So I posed this to ChatGPT. I have matching deals. Can I leverage this? And then, is this pushing too far? Am I being greedy? This was helpful. The response here, great and mature question. Very good, very good. You can push a little further, only if you do it strategically and respectfully. Makes sense. Continuing on. It did give me a suggested text that I could send to dealer B. I didn't quite use exactly this, but this is helpful, right? It helps me to see what kind of things I should say. Thanks again for working on this pricing. I appreciate it. Talking with another dealer who said they'd be able to beat this discount. Just kind of laying out the situation. Before I make the final decision, any chance you could improve your offer a little bit. So seems very reasonable. Here's the message that I wrote up Really appreciate all your help and the updated numbers. Another dealer committed in writing to beat 53K. I think I was working on some of the out-the-door prices here. I prefer your vehicle. If you can do 52K, I'd be comfortable putting down a deposit today. I was expecting they'd come back and kind of counter that, but as you'll see here, they did not counter, and they matched the deal exactly. So they didn't match the deal. They gave me a great deal. So $2,058 off. So I shared that with ChatGPT. Yes, it worked. And then GPT, again, gives me more kudos. So that always feels good. Phenomenal. Seriously well done. 4.1% off of MSRP, which is well above average for Siennas right now. So that was great to know. And then get it locked in. Cool. So yeah, those are the three main things that ChatGPT helped me do. Recapping here, one, it helped give me a starting point. I've learned that when you are doing negotiations like this, really the most important thing you need is a starting point. You need that initial thread to pull on. This was the port installed packages. Other car situations, maybe it's something else. But once you have that starting point, and then you have multiple buyers or multiple dealers, you can then, once you get one, the next will often follow suit, and then that moves us to two. Now that we have these two deals, how can we leverage deals against each other? And then three, how do we do this nicely? So super simple. Maybe not worth an entire video, but this is just a way that we can use ChatGPT to help us do these things that maybe we've never done before. And it's not doing it for us, but it's coaching us along the way. And in fact, by the end of this whole process, I had learned this well enough to be able to do it on my own. And flipping back over the chat, you'll see here this message that I sent to ChatGPT. So some things change. An all-wheel drive Woodland edition came in our favorite color, and I did some back and forth with dealers. What do you think? Take a look at this discount here. And so the MSRP, the initial MSRP is a little bit higher, but the discount is also quite a bit higher. So this discount is $3,275. I was pretty proud about this, and ChatGPT ended up being pretty excited about it too. Awesome turn of events. Not only pivoted to a more desirable trim, but landed a very competitive deal. So that ended up being about 6.25 below sticker, which is really good for Siennas today. And yeah, I think that's mainly it as far as how I use ChatGPT here for the negotiation process. I ended up using ChatGPT to help with figuring out financing numbers, comparing different rates, and things like that. So plenty of other ways that you can do this. And then also, if you do this within a project inside of ChatGPT, keeps all of your context shared, and it's just easy to find. So you don't have to go scrolling through your chats. And so that's also another thing that I would recommend doing. So wrapping up here, if you're going to buy a car, try using ChatGPT to help you through the process. Share your context, share what you're doing, run your thoughts by it, sanity check yourself, and hopefully it will help you to feel comfortable to do it all on your own. So yeah, give this a try. Thanks, folks.